Good evening, everyone. It's so wonderful to have you all here today. My name is Lauren Grenice, and I am the Student and Alumni Relations Coordinator in the Career Enrichment Network. One of my jobs is to help manage the Liberal Arts Alumni Mentor Program. And what you're going to hear today is a little bit of information on the program, how to join, everything like that, but also to learn a little bit more about how to leverage your network within the program. So with that, we'll get started. All right. So the first question that I have on this slide for you all is, are you career ready? You may have seen this a few times in some of our messaging, even in Dean Lang's messaging out to students. When it comes to helping you all think about how you can best be prepared for the workforce or best be prepared for any postgraduate type of role you are going into after graduation. So to give you a little bit of background, the National Association of Colleges and Employers had surveyed employers across the United States, and they came up with these 8 different topics that help you with that career readiness, that will help you again with that successful transition to the workplace after school. So all of these different categories are basically what defines a liberal arts student, right? Being a liberal arts student is so versatile. We offer different degrees and the ability to build a strong foundation of transferable skills to multiple different types of job markets. So this could be anything from the public sector to the private sector, government, technology, business, nonprofit work, education, research, etc. All of these different areas liberal arts students and alumni have gone into. So the one that I want to focus on, though, out of all of these different transferable skills listed on this slide, is this idea of career and self-development. And this is where the mentor program is really going to come into play, because it's going to help you be able to, by connecting with a mentor, build that your identity, build and be able to articulate some of those skills, knowledge, abilities, experiences relevant to the position that you're applying for in a fluent and articulate way. It also allows you to navigate and explore job options that are congruent with your own career values, because something that a mentor can do for you is provide that sounding board, provide that type of guidance to give you an accurate lens into what that career field looks like. It also, and this is one of the things that we're focusing on for this semester with an event in November, that mentor program can also help you self-advocate for opportunities in the workplace and really advocate for yourself in multiple facets of your life. And by having a mentor that identifies in the same career field that you're interested in, they can really help you find that voice and engage in that career and self-development. So now I'm just going to ask a quick reflection question of what your definition of a mentor is. So this is just kind of just getting you all thinking about who has been a mentor for you. Mentors can come in all shapes and sizes, right? Like maybe you have had informal mentors in the past. This could have been a role model, like a teacher, a coach, a relative, family friend, a counselor, an employer, a supervisor, a neighbor, who was just there for you as you are looking into different career fields, different personal choices. It's somebody who you go to for guidance and advice and help. When it comes to how they may help you, I'm not going to ask for you all to, you can please feel free to type in the chat if you want, but you don't have to. But I just want you to think like, how have they helped you? Like, what connected you to them? I can give you an example personally of a mentor that I have, was actually one of my academic advisors during my undergrad at Penn State. I'm a Penn State alum, as well. And what she did for me was she really advocated for me. She listened to me. She helped me in my decision making and find different paths and encouraged me to go down different paths that I never thought that I would when it came to my career path. And she also was there to challenge me. So I think that's something that I really admire and aspire to kind of be like her when it comes to what I would like to be as a mentor to others. So even if you haven't had a mentor in your life, maybe think about like what qualities you have that maybe you've mentored before in a formal capacity, like in an intentional program like this one, or maybe you were a camp counselor or a supervisor or something else, or you just helped a friend in a way. So when it comes to this particular program, we are looking to connect students with alumni mentors who can provide insight in the form of one-on-one guidance and coaching. So the idea is to, again, assist you all into making a successful and informed decision from the university to the world of work. And we do this by formally pairing you with an experienced individual who is an alumni of the College of the Liberal Arts. And they sign up to help you all out with your goals, with your development of skills, giving you the idea of or the insight into a specific career field that you might be interested in. So that kind of brings me to the next point of some of the benefits of mentorship and some of the things that you will all benefit from if you decide to join the Alumni Mentor Program. So the first is training. So something that a mentor can do once you've applied for the program, which I'll go over in a little bit, but something that you can do with a mentor once you've been matched is maybe job shadow them and learn from their experiences. Maybe they can help you find some different resources, and maybe they have insight into different clearances or different experiences that will help you in getting to where you want to go. Mentors can also really help with motivation. They can challenge you. They can help you align those outcome expectations of what you think a specific career field will look like with reality. And that may be challenging in a way because, for instance, like you may have seen like your intended career field portrayed like on TV or something like that. And it might not actually be like that. So asking a mentor for advice in this specific area can help with motivation and help you pivot into different career fields of interest. They're also really great for advice. So you have somebody who you can talk to in confidence. You can get advice about making the most of your Penn State experience. Remember, they're in this program, they are a Penn State alum. They went to school here. So they can talk about academics, co-curriculars, study abroad. I always love talking with alumni about like what campus used to look like and what it used to feel like and what they were involved in during school. Maybe what was the political science department like if you're a political science student, or what opportunities were available to them like as a psychology student. So you can talk with them about all of those things. They can also help you showcase leadership and pursue goals as you work toward your own definition of success, as well as provide you with more direction. So through mentorship, we ask you to be open to learn about yourself, to solidify those goals and explore different options by asking them questions and getting to know them. They can also be really helpful with coaching. So for instance, like hearing different points of view from professionals within the field. So just to give you a for instance, we have one mentor that comes to mind who is constantly connecting his mentees with others in his field. So you're not only getting his perspective of what it's like to work like in a specific workplace, but you're also getting others' perspectives in different departments, etc. They also can offer you a lot of support. They can be a really unbiased sounding board. I know that, and I'll give myself as an example here, like when I decided that I wanted to go into the field of counseling, I didn't have anybody like within my family who had done that before. And I know that sometimes talking with parents can be a little tricky because they have an idea of what you should be doing versus what you may want to do. And talking with peers, there can be some stigma around different types of fields and interests, or like whether, and that's not to say that something is too easy, but something that might be too hard. And so finding a mentor and being paired with a mentor in this way can really offer you that unbiased support. They can also be a role model. You can build friendships. We have a lot of different students and alumni who have been paired within this program. This program's 17 years old, who keep in touch after they graduate. And it really helps in building those different networks. The last thing in this nice little circle is goal setting. So mentors can help be your accountability buddies. They can help you achieve goals, establish goals, SMART goals, gain skills, and enhance that ability by reaching goals to grow quickly in your field, your chosen field or profession. The one thing that I want to quickly talk about before I go on to the next slide is what mentorship isn't. So a mentor is not required, and it should not be assumed that there will be an automatic guarantee of an internship and job from a mentor. There have been mentors in the past who have helped students like yourselves who connect with an internship or help them get a job. But sometimes that's just not available for the organization that they work with. But remember, when we're talking about networking, that the goal is to become a part of the network, not just to use it. So we want to make sure that you're leveraging that mentorship to expose you to different opportunities, not just kind of have them handed to you. So one of the biggest questions that I get from students is how to set a strong foundation with the mentor program and how to set a strong foundation with your mentor. So once you're paired, you ask questions. These are just a few. I'm not going to read off all of them. They're all available on our website. We have a sample icebreaker questions PDF that you can view. But just some of them that may help you is talking about, like, if you were a Penn State student again, like what would you do differently? Were you involved in any extracurriculars? What's a typical workday like for you? What do you like most? What's the biggest challenge? What do I need to do now in order to effectively enter this field of work? And those different foundational questions can be really, really helpful because sometimes it can be really nerve-wracking talking to a mentor who may be well established in their career, or even some of our mentors are really young, just fresh grads, like even from May of 2021. So like, but even asking a stranger some of for career advice can be nerve-wracking. So we offer these resources like goal sheets and our mentor contract to help guide you through that relationship and really break the ice. Some of the suggested activities with your mentor that we advise is to review options for classes. Obviously, this is in consultation with your academic advisor. Discuss major and minor choices, review your resume and cover letter, practice interviewing. You can job shadow, discuss different options for graduate school. Maybe you're not sure if you want to go to graduate school, and they can give you insight into whether that would be a good decision for you right now, or maybe in a couple years. You can explore career paths. You can complete different assessments like Clifton Strengths and review those with your mentor, and a whole host of other things. One of the things that we do within the program as well is that every couple weeks you'll get a friendly reminder from our platform online link that'll prompt you to either reach out to your mentor or do a certain activity. If you've already done those activities, it's totally fine. But that way it just kind of helps you along the way in, okay, what am I going to talk with my mentor about this month? Because typically you want to be meeting with your mentor, and it's expected that you meet with your mentor once per month when you join this program. And I'll talk a little bit about that in a bit. So real quick, and I know that I had mentioned this before while we were talking about some of the benefits of mentorship. But I want to show you this quick video from the Stanford Life Design Lab, where they talk a little bit about networking. And hopefully this gets you thinking about how you can use the mentor program to your advantage. So I'm just going to click play.
What do you picture when you think about networking? Many people think of slick, self-interested people manipulating others to get things they don't deserve, or pretending to care about someone just to use them to get to someone else. But what if instead of considering networking sleazy, we reframed the way you think of it and reimagined it as something else entirely? One way to reframe networking is to picture it as asking for directions. Think back on the last time you lived or worked somewhere where you really knew your way around. Can you remember a time when a stranger came up and asked you for directions? What happened? If you were able to point them in the right direction, how did you feel? Did you feel like they were using you? No. If you're like most people, you felt good about being able to help someone out. In general, just like you're happy to give directions to a stranger, most people enjoy doing small things to help others. And asking for help finding people or information in a professional context is actually a lot like asking where you can find the nearest ATM or coffee house. Networking allows people inside a community to help people like you, who may be from outside the community, find their way, learn new things, and better participate in a domain or type of work. And the community benefits from bringing new people into the conversation too. The more introductions that are made, the more information everyone has to take advantage of. Good networking is just like asking for directions. And people are happy to help. The point isn't to do networking. The goal is to become part of the network. And someday, you'll help someone too.
All right, so I hope you all enjoyed that video. It's one of my favorites when it comes to talking about networking, because I'm sure all of you've heard, whether it was when you were looking at Penn State as a school, a potential school to go to, or even just following like the Lion Ambassadors, like as they're doing their backwards walking tours around campus. Penn State has one of the largest alumni networks in the world. And it's something that you all should absolutely use. It's very beneficial. It's an easy way. It's an easy conversation starter. I remember, like, you will find Penn Staters everywhere if you haven't noticed that already. I remember one time I was abroad in Italy, and someone noticed that I was wearing a Penn State shirt and struck up a conversation. And it was just as easy as that, halfway around the world from State College, PA. The other point that I want to make about networking specifically with liberal arts is out of the hundreds of thousands of Penn State alumni, there are about 90,000 alumni from liberal arts specifically. So this is really important in thinking about networking. There are so many people out there who are willing to help you just because you went to Penn State, or honestly, just willing to help because you asked. And one of the benefits of the Alumni Mentor Program with this formal mentorship pairing is that the people who are mentors have signed up to be asked those questions. So just kind of keep this in mind, whether it's in relation to this formal mentoring program, a different mentoring program that you're thinking about joining, or just networking in general. This can be really, really helpful. Okay. So just a few student stories that I like you can take a look more at the bit.ly link below. But we have a couple of testimonials that Ben was able to learn about a field he was very interested in and connect on a personal level with a professional who shares his experiences and talking about his mentor. Sultan says that having an alumni to refer to when things were going well and when things got difficult provided me with a feeling of relief. So you have that connection to really help you during challenging or good times too, and to celebrate those wins. And then Nicole at the bottom, who actually is now a mentor herself. So she says that her mentor works not only to give her career advice, but also strives to help her learn outside of classes, which is just wonderful because even though we often think of career and the rest of our life as two different entities, they often and always intersect in so many ways. If you're stressed at work or as a student, that's going to impact your personal life and vice versa. So having somebody who approaches your mentorship in a holistic way can be really, really helpful. Okay, so that brings me to my next slide, which is, you've heard all about mentoring, all about the benefits of mentoring. So how do you join the Alumni Mentor Program? So this year, we officially have moved from our old platform to our new one called LionLink. So this can be accessed. I have the QR code that you can scan with your phones below, or you can follow the web address at the bottom. LionLink is run through Central Alumni Career Services. So you not only have the opportunity to join the Alumni Mentor Program on LionLink within liberal arts, but you have the opportunity to connect with all alumni from Penn State who have registered for this service. Think of it as kind of Penn State's own LinkedIn, right? So just to give you a little bit of background on what you can do with LionLink, is that you can join like multiple mentor programs, including the Liberal Arts Alumni Mentor Program. So just a few that you may be interested in, Schreier Honors College, if you're a Schreier student, they host their mentor program on LionLink. The Financial Literacy and Life Skills Office, they host a financial literacy mentor program on LionLink. Nursing, Eberly College of Science, Earth and Mineral Sciences, and a bunch of others. So I definitely recommend taking a look at the programs tab, because that's where you'll find the Alumni Mentor Program and find your registration questions and how to register. So not only can you join this formal mentor program where you will be paired with an alumni mentor for a year, but you, like I said before, you also have the opportunity to participate in one-time networking conversations with the browse feature. So this opens you up to all students and alumni who have joined LionLink to connect. There's over 8,000 people on there right now. Just so you all know, as a student, other students can contact you, but alumni cannot. That's one of the features of that safety feature. So if you're interested in talking with an alum who's in a specific career field, you can reach out. And what happens when you reach out is that you don't even have to really think about it. You go into, like, you click connect with them on the browse feature, and it auto-populates a sample email to send them. And you can just fill in the blanks there, which is really easy. When you sign up, you can link your profile with LionLink, which makes it a lot easier. Specifically within the Alumni Mentor Program, you can participate in discussion boards, find resources, events that we hold for mentors and mentees. And LionLink also is going to be housing Bridges, which is a micro internship or micro, like, small project based service as well that you could apply for. So multiple reasons to join LionLink, and Liberal Arts Mentor Program, Alumni Mentor Program is just one of them. Okay. So I talked a little bit about LionLink. So let me talk quickly about how the mentor program works. So to qualify for the mentor program, you have to be at least 18 years old and a liberal arts student. You have to be in good standing at the university. So this just means that you have to have above a 2.0 cumulative GPA. We ask that you've completed at least your first semester at the university and have a minimum of one remaining semester before your anticipated graduation. So you can't be a first semester first year student or a last semester senior. The only reason why is because for first year students, we like to see that you have a GPA because you have to be in good standing, but also because that gives you just like a little bit of time to get acclimated to Penn State as a whole before thinking about like your further career path. As for graduating seniors, this is just a general rule because our mentorships are longer term. We typically want them to last a semester to a year. You can still connect with people on LionLink. It would just be in that one-off type of way. And one of the qualifications is that you complete the registration questions in LionLink, which includes an orientation that links out to Canvas. Registration questions are just kind of getting you thinking about like, okay, why do I want to mentor? What career fields am I interested in? Are there any particular people who I identify with that I would like to have mentor me? And so on. And then the orientation goes through like expectations and resources and all that good stuff with quizzes throughout. It should only take you about a total of like 10 minutes or so to go through each. So once you find that you meet the qualifications, then you can fill out the application. So, and that includes the registration questions and the orientation that I just described. Before you even get to the program, you need to fill out a LionLink profile. So they'll ask you to do that. And again, you can link that with your LinkedIn pretty easily. And then all applications, just so you all know, are open year round and reviewed on a rolling basis. So some mentor programs only do so once a semester, but we have so many students in liberal arts that we like to keep it open, and we match once a week. And every match is hand matched, and it'll probably take you about 2 to 4 weeks from the time your application comes in to be matched. So just kind of keep that in mind. So matching, so when my colleague Ellen and I go through and match you all with mentors, the areas that we focus on are primarily career field of interest. And if you have multiple or aren't sure exactly what you want to do, that's okay. We have mentors who specifically look for people who are exploratory and don't know what they want to do. You can, like, we also match on skills desired. So that goes way back to that first slide that I was just talking about those competencies and career readiness. So like, are you looking to gain critical thinking skills? Are you looking to establish a wider breadth of diversity, equity, and inclusion, or technology, or communication? So we ask which ones you feel like you want to learn about, and we also ask the mentors which ones they feel like they're an expert in. We also match based on major. This isn't always the case. We really try to match every single student with a mentor who also majored in that area. However, as we know, like, you can, just because you major in one thing doesn't mean that you have to have a career in something else. Like, you can, for instance, major in I don't know, just off the top of my head, you can major in something like psychology, and that doesn't mean that you have to become a psychologist. You can go into, for instance, like human resources. And if we say have an alumni mentor who works in human resources, but didn't necessarily major in psychology, we may match you. That being said, we really try to match based on that major, just so you have that commonality as well. We also look at geographic preferences. So like, say you are interested in moving out to California after you graduate, you're tired of snowy state college. We try to match based on those preferences as well. So that's something to keep in mind. We also, something that we've implemented recently is identity preferences. So for instance, if you are a first generation college student, and you think it would be really beneficial to match yourself, or to be matched with a mentor who was also a first generation college student, we take that into consideration. I mean, we try the best we can, but sometimes the career fields of interest will trump those kind of identity preferences. But if you, if there is something that you, when it comes to identity preferences, that you are really, really looking for, just make that clear in the application, and I will review it and take it into consideration, and do my best. Because I know that, like, seeing somebody who looks like yourself or identifies as you do is so important when it comes to success within Penn State and afterwards. So kind of just keep that in mind. We also look at extracurricular activities, background stories. Maybe you have a similar background as someone else, and we feel like you would be a good match. And as I said before, once you complete your application, which includes the registration questions and orientation, you'll be matched with a mentor in 2 to 4 weeks, because every match is hand done. Ellen and I look through each one of them pretty diligently. Then during the match, so say you're matched with a mentor, you will be paired for 1 year. And this is to give you the option of either re-upping your mentorship after renewing your mentorship. If, say, you really like who you have been paired with and want to continue on after that year, you can absolutely do that. But like, say you have a change of heart, because we know that not everybody knows exactly what they want to do when they're a first year student, sophomore, junior, even senior. That 365 days allows you to indicate whether or not you'd like to be rematched with somebody else who's aligns a little bit more with your newer career interests. I mentioned this before, but it's expected that you meet with your mentor at least once a month. You'll receive goal emails with activity suggestions, conversation starters, resources, and more throughout the 365 days that you're paired. You can participate in discussion boards. So say that your mentor doesn't know the answer to a specific question, post it on the discussion board. There are plenty of other mentors that can answer that question for you. You're also able to, and we encourage you to network with other mentors and other students. Typically, we have one event per semester for students and mentors. This upcoming November, we will be hosting a self-advocacy workshop for mentors and students. I believe that's on November 11th, so mark your calendars. And in the spring, we'll also have something as well. And that goes along with the different programs and events for mentors and mentees. So just be on the lookout for that as well. So when it comes to the end of your match, like I said, after the 365 days, you can renew your mentorship or opt for a new mentor in the program. Maybe your career interests have changed, or you just feel like it's not working out. I do want to say also though, like, if you are matched, if Ellen and I match you with someone who does not fit what you are looking for, please do not wait until the end of the match to let us know that. Like, you can let us know right away, and based on what you're saying, we can look for a new match for you that better suits your needs. Okay. Something for seniors who might be listening to this: if you graduate prior to that 1 year mark, you'll just be unmatched when you graduate. It's that easy. So, and obviously, like, the formal mentorship will end at that point, but like, you can continue on a relationship with that mentor afterwards. It's that would be up to you and them. And then at the end of each match, we just ask you to participate in a survey so we can improve the program, which is how we actually, one of the adjustments that we made was, instead of having you matched with the same mentor from the time you applied to when you graduate, is that we're cutting it off now at the year mark. So you have the option to renew that mentorship, or opt for a new one. And that was based on feedback that we've gotten in those surveys. Okay. So, where can you find resources? So we have a new website. It's you can go to sites.psu.edu/LA mentor program, or mentor.la.psu.edu. Both of them will get you there. And the QR code is right there if you want to visit that as well. I just took a screenshot of our home screen. On it, you'll see our homepage, an entire list of what to expect and how to navigate being a student mentee, as well as resources at the university that may help you. And then if you would like to apply, that Apply Now button will just take you directly to Lion Link. All right. So I will end our recording, but then open it up for questions. If any of you have any types of questions, you can also just email me. Maybe you don't feel comfortable asking it in this setting. But you can email me at leg5147@psu.edu, and I'll get back to you. You can also scan the QR code, take a look at our website, and decide if you want to join today. So with that, I will stop our recording and end it here.